yard about Corona.
Because it knows you're talking to me.
I know.
Like, watch out for that girl. She probably has the Rona.
Yeah. You're going to have to speak up a little.
Okay.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to Open Mat Chat. This is episode 58. Today we have Dani Harris. Those of you that don't know, I've told other people that she is our Jiu-Jitsu experiment because she is traveling around all the time from state to state for open mats and now for tournaments. And now today, she went and took a Corona test. Has not got the results back yet, but she took it because she lost her sense of smell.
Yeah.
And taste.
Not so much taste. I think I can still taste things, but my sense of smell is like throwing my sense of taste off, I guess.
Right. I mean, that would make sense.
Yeah, like I think they go hand in hand, but my taste is still pretty much there. I can taste everything.
I'm going to share our live feed right now. But, I mean, hopefully that's all that happens.
Yeah, I've actually
just
been kind of everywhere since like March. So for me to just now be having any symptom is actually kind of crazy.
Yeah, let's start with the states you've traveled during our shutdown. Where all have you been?
So I've been to Tennessee a lot. I spent a lot of time in the beginning of Corona in Tennessee. And then I went to Florida a couple times. I went to Zapatero like 2 weekends ago. I was at Zapatero, but so were a lot of other jiu-jitsu people from Kentucky. So there's that.
Right.
I went to Oregon for a couple weeks and was out in Oregon, but I really wasn't around anyone.
So you're on airplanes?
Yeah, I did go on an airplane. But yeah, I went to Alabama for Naga, which I probably shouldn't have even done. It was kind of like not a good tournament, and I probably got this sickness from there. So
caught the Rona
in Alabama.
Without
the state.
Yeah, that's what anyway. I kept. Yeah, that's what I kept saying. You know, when I kept seeing you traveling around, I was like, well, that's a good experiment right there because she's going to all these open mats in Tennessee and Florida, Ohio, and then I saw you traveling. You were on a plane, like you said, you went to Oregon, and I'm sure you trained out there, right?
I did. I trained actually. So. I trained at 10th Planet Grants Pass with Andrew Alexander.
Oh, nice.
Who actually went down to Zapatero like last weekend or the other weekend. So it's been like a lot of mixing groups of people lately. Not just from me, but from other people in the jiu-jitsu community. People have been traveling to go compete and train actually a lot more than they're letting on. Because I see these people and I'm like, you're not from here either. They're like, no, I'm from, across the United States. Or there's lots of people going in and out of Texas. Lots of people. I mean, there's a lot of people going everywhere right now. You just don't know because not a lot of people talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, man, it's hard
tough.
with this.
It's hard.
It is hard. It's crazy. You train in Ohio, but do you live in Kentucky side or Ohio side?
I live on the Kentucky side. I live. Have you ever been to the Hard Rock fights up here in Covington?
Yes.
So yes. I live actually on the same street as where the fights are.
Okay. Oh,
so
wow.
I can see Ohio like from my apartment. But I train in Cincinnati, but I live on the river in Kentucky.
Okay. Yeah. So you're following the governor, our governor.
Yeah, definitely.
So you're paying attention to both governors, huh? Because you train and work in Ohio.
Because I work actually in Indiana. Because I live in the tri-state area, so there's like Indiana, Ohio, and Kentucky right here. I'm still furloughed from work. So I've not been able to go back. And now with the changes, Indiana just made some weird changes. It's like I work in a dental office, so they're waiting. We have like waiting room capacities and stuff like that, and capacities for our office. And the way that our operatories are set up in my office, they're actually so close together that you can't use every room.
Right.
Because of the 6 foot like guidelines and stuff. So it's like cut our production down at work a lot. And there's still over like, I think there's over 200 people in my company that are not working still.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm not the only one. I'm just waiting. And right now they're not calling anyone back to work because they're still cutting things all the time.
Okay. Were you able to get the unemployment and all that stuff to help out?
I got unemployment, but the weekly amount that I got was like they give me $136 a week.
Oh my God.
So with the like additional 600 that the government gives out, it adds up to like 700 and something, which is close to what I actually make. And there's all these people that were like complaining, saying like, oh, they shouldn't add $600. I'm like, well, if they didn't, I would be living off of $136 a week. And that's not fair either.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Like I wouldn't be able to pay my rent. But I also had an insurance plan, like separate. I have short-term disability, and through the company, I've been sick a lot. I have a lot of health issues. So I took out an insurance policy, and actually Corona was covered. So I actually get paid through a separate insurance company, a plan that I have too. So that's good.
Oh, smart.
Yeah, I've been in the hospital in and out for like the past 4 years a lot for health issues. So I got my own policy to make sure I would always be able to get paid if I was like out of work for a long period of time.
Yeah, that's smart thinking. Who told you to do that?
Who told me to do that? Actually, my mom. So
Well, there you go.
She got sick of helping me. It's like, you need an insurance policy that will help you cover this. And it was like, okay. So I did.
That's good. What was your sickness? What is that called? I forgot. Is it meningitis that you had?
I did have meningitis, but it's actually the reason why, well, anybody can get it, but what kind of made me more susceptible is I have I have an immune system problem, which everyone's like, you shouldn't be out here in coronavirus, but like I've never had respiratory issues. It's the way my body fights off certain viruses that makes me like more apt to get sick, because other people were probably exposed to the meningitis that I got. But I got it because of how my body reacts to viruses. So yeah, and that led to like me having an infection in my spine, and it was just like a really crazy time period. But hopefully, I've had an autoimmune disease my whole life. So I've been sick off and on forever, but that meningitis was just the hardest thing that my body's ever had to fight off. So, it was super scary. The day that I ended up going in the hospital, I actually was debating on going back to sleep because I never felt like a headache of that magnitude. And I just remember being like, oh my God, I can't even turn on my light. Like, this sucks. So I was like, I'm just going to lay back down and call it a day. And it was a Friday. I was off work. And I went to lay back down, and something told me, like, you shouldn't be laying down. Like, something is wrong with you, whatever. So I called my mom, and I was like, I think I need to go to the hospital. Like, something's wrong with my body. Everything feels weird. I can't move my head or neck. Something's wrong. And she was like, okay, I'll meet you there. And so I like drove myself, but it was like I was already crying. And I got to the hospital. I was like, I think something's wrong with me. I can't look down. I can't look at light. And like, they immediately took me to the back, and the doctor was like, they started antibiotics on me immediately before they even knew what was wrong, because they thought it was meningitis. I guess it's like the sign when you can't put your head to your chest. And the doctor, they did my spinal tap and got my spinal fluid and realized it was how infected it was. And she was like, if you would have went back to sleep, you would have died.
Wow.
That day, because the infection, it's in your it's in your spinal fluid. So once it goes to your brain, you know, your organs start shutting off. Like your brain's not telling your body what to do anymore. So it was a really scary. I mean, it was really hard on my family, my parents, and I lost my speech for the first couple of days, just because I had been, you know, it did infect part of my brain. So it was really hard for me to have good memory after that. I saw like a neurologist and a speech therapist. Yeah, it was a pretty intense time. I still have some issues from it, and I'm more prone now to getting certain, you know, my immune system already kind of sucks, but after that, it kind of made me a little higher risk for other things, and I just gotta stay as healthy as possible. But jiu-jitsu and exercising helps that.
Right. Yeah, so didn't after Worlds you got sick again?
Yeah, I got sick again after Worlds, and it was reoccurring of what I already had, kind of, but worse. So I was even more sick. Like I got back from Worlds, and it was like I had a really good time at Worlds, wasn't sick at all, and then I got back and was like got really ill and ended up being in the hospital again for like another week and a half. It was pretty crazy.
And now you might have corona.
Yeah. But I actually don't feel sick.
Yeah. Just the loss of smelling.
Yeah. Loss of smell.
When do you get results back?
They told me that it could be anywhere from like 5 to 8 days. So basically by the time I get it back, it doesn't even matter anymore. I mean, it does, but you know, I'm supposed to quarantine for 14 days anyways. I've been quarantined since Sunday, so I mean, realistically, after I get the test back, I'll tell people who I've been around, but it doesn't really matter at that point. I've been alone for however long. A lot of people, it's taking 10 to 14 days. So a lot of people don't even know for sure they had it until after they already quarantined.
What kind of test was it? The swab?
I did the antibody test and the swab. Because at least my doctor wanted to know if I had it, because obviously if I lose my sense of smell and I don't have it currently, like, what's the reason why I don't have a sense of smell?
Right.
So.
Yeah, that's smart. Go get tested. Just play it safe.
Yeah, I don't want to be, I've been really lax about everything. I try to live a little bit like that. It scares the shit out of my mom and my family. They're like, you should be in a bubble. Like, you're the highest risk of everyone. I'm just like walking around like YOLO.
Yeah. Walking around, flying around, driving around.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot.
That's good.
But
all right, let's go. Let's kickstart with what got you into jiu-jitsu. Those of you that don't know you, maybe don't realize that you wrestled in high school, right?
Yeah, I wrestled in high school. I wrestled in high school, and then I went to college and played soccer, and ended up tearing my ACL. Only played one season in college, and then I got in a long-term relationship and kind of gained some weight. So I was not happy with myself. And I went to Derby City with Chewy, and they had a cardio boxing class, and I tried that, and I saw people doing jiu-jitsu, and I was like, oh, that looks like wrestling. I would like to try it. And so I tried it, and actually I met Madison there that week. It was in the end of 2014 or beginning of 2015. And I trained there for a whole year. And then the person I was dating at the time introduced me to Area 502, which was actually closer to where I was living. And I trained there for a while until I got my blue belt. Which was
so that's
I trained there for 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, that's when I first seen you. I think it was at one of Scott Smith's tournaments, and you had to grapple all boys. I'm pretty sure there was no girls there in your division.
Yeah, I've done that a couple times.
Yeah, so that's what I was gonna say. So, in wrestling, like when you wrestled, did you wrestle against the boys? Was it that?
Yeah, Kentucky. In Kentucky, I'm sure you know, but wrestling's not a sanctioned sport for girls in Kentucky. So I recently started coaching a few years, 2 or 3 years ago, and we tried. That was the first time we ever had a girls' state tournament in Kentucky, and that was like, obviously way after me, but yeah, we wrestled along with the boys. I wrestled at 119 against boys. I won 2 matches the whole time I wrestled, but
so then going
hard.
with these jiu-jitsu tournaments and going against the guys, that wasn't nothing new to you?
No, and your girls probably you have a good group of girls now in your gym, but I think your girls are kind of like, we're all kind of the same in the fact that like you get used to rolling with guys because so many, we're outnumbered at all gyms, and it's not really anything to us to just go. It's just like going and rolling with the guys at your gym. I don't see it as being anything different. I don't see what I did. Or like, I'm like, yeah, I'll take it. Most girls I know that do jiu-jitsu would do the same thing.
Right. Yeah, and that's how I met you. You guys had left your gym 502, and
you probably met James that day too, right?
Right. That's how I met James. I think you and Brody, Lance, and James, you guys came down for an open mat.
Oh shit! Yeah, we
and
did.
That's how I met James London.
Yeah, shit. I do remember that. That was a long time ago.
I know.
That was like a really long time ago. Shit.
No, it was, and that's the So that's the first time.
That was probably 4 or 5 years ago.
I can't even think.
I think
at least.
Yeah, I think
at least 4 years ago.
4 years, more than 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Wow, time flies.
That's when I officially met you and James. I knew who all you guys were because just tournaments and fights. But yeah, that's the first time I met James London and all that whole crew.
That's insane. We've been doing this shit for a while now.
I know. Yeah, and then so now you're at Vision.
Yeah, I train under Jeremy Pender at Vision in Cincinnati, Ohio. We're Sean Hammond's school, so once again, I'm kind of back where I started. Sean Hammond's too. That's kind of why I picked it, because there was a couple gyms that I tried up here. I went to Robbie Maloff's gym, but I had known Lucy and Jeremy and Marissa and like some of the girls that train up there. I had known them from doing the girls open mats and stuff like that, and they were just people that I felt comfortable with like right off the bat, and I was like, I just felt like it would be a good fit for me, and it's been a good fit so far, and I like it. And I kind of like being under Sean Hammond's because I do go to Tennessee a lot, and I do I go back home to Louisville a lot, so like it's kind of like I have a home more places, Yeah.
The network is big.
Yeah, they do a lot of competing, and I've noticed that like anywhere I go, I can kind of find some Sean Hammond's people, and that's important to me because I went to Worlds and I didn't really go with the team, and so it's nice. Like we all hung out, it's like Team Kentucky in there.
Yeah.
But it's always nice to feel like you can find a family anywhere you go.
Right. Yeah, and that's how jiu-jitsu should be, even if it's not the association, but having friends in other associations, which all the associations get along, that's a bonus,
Yeah, it's actually, I had so much fun there.
Right. Like at Worlds, like what our hangout was, we had Sean Hammonds, we had Soneka guys, we had the Haddads and Michelle, and then you had us.
Yeah, it was really fun. I thought, if more teams could get along like that, it would be super fun to travel with and do a lot more tournaments and stuff, because at the end of the day, like, we're all from Kentucky and kind of unsuspecting, so
right. Yeah, I mean, you
stick together.
We went up to you were out of town, of course, but we went to Vision for the seminar.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
And then last week we were at Queen City with Ruben Vera for Open Mat.
Yeah, they're super nice people up there. Ruben and his wife are super cool. I like them a lot.
Yeah, they're really chill people. Yeah, so let's go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and guess one of your favorite tournaments was Worlds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was.
Was it just the fact the experience? Yeah. Like, people don't, if they've never been, watching it on TV doesn't justify the atmosphere.
No.
There.
To give people an idea, I don't know, because I've competed a lot in the area. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I've competed a lot locally and kind of like in the Southeast, like a ton. I just do it all the time, like as much as I can. And so for me, I was like, I'm just going to go see what this is all about. Whatever. I'd only been at Vision for like a month or two, so I couldn't expect for my team there to kind of drop everything and like go with me. But I was like, I feel confident that I can handle this. Well, I go there, and to give you an idea, I have a match, I win, and then I lose, and then immediately go off the mat and just like throw up. Because like it was, my adrenaline had gone like so high from like winning and like so low like losing, and I just didn't know what to do with myself, and I was like overwhelmed with so much emotion that I just like threw up right after I was done.
Yeah, at least you didn't throw up on the mat.
Absolute. And I threw up.
Yeah.
So it was definitely overwhelming. It's so much different than any other tournament. Like when you get into the bullpen and like you look around you and see all the people that you like buy their DVDs and like listen to their podcasts and like all that shit. I'm like, oh my God, all these people that I learned from you on the internet, and here you are. And it's just weird sharing the mats with that many people that love jiu-jitsu, and then you're in a room with like everyone cares about jiu-jitsu. I've never been around that many people that love the sport at one time.
Right. Yeah, the experience and the atmosphere is pretty dope. And I take little man to Pans, American, and like for a kid to see that, Pans is even more crazy for kids. Like it's the atmosphere there is nuts. Parents are crazy.
Is it a bunch of screaming and stuff?
A bunch of screaming, and they're all from different countries, so it's pretty dope to see how many people come support, a group of kids.
Yeah. Also, Worlds was my first time really like competing against like a real Brazilian. She didn't speak any English, and so like her coaches didn't speak any English. So I'm like Nikki Sullivan was coaching me, and I'm trying to like listen to Nikki, but then like all I hear is like Brazilian yelling, like Portuguese is like yelling. I'm like, all right, I have no idea what's going on. I don't know what she's gonna do, because normally I can understand like what they're telling her to do, but I had no fucking idea what was going on.
Right. Yeah. And hopefully, I saw IBJF is gonna have a show in Austin, Texas.
In September, yeah, I think me and Michelle are planning our trip.
Yeah, I got to see who wants to go.
We're gonna head out there for that.
Yeah, hopefully they don't get shut down.
I don't know, something about Austin, Texas. They've been able to get away with jiu-jitsu stuff lately, because that's where Fight to Win's been happening.
Right. Yeah, Fight to Win. I mean, they're every Friday.
Yeah, and I'm not sure. Like, I don't know what kind of, if there's some type of special protocol or like.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they're doing it, and then I think Grappling Industries is coming up there to Texas, because it's safe, because you'll be able to do a show there.
Yeah, everything's going to Texas. that Naga that I just did was very bizarre. To give everyone kind of an idea of like what, I don't know if tournaments will just be like this from now on, but they did all the kids. So like they did all the kids and no one could go in the building until the kids were done, and then they let all the adults in at 2:30, and then they only had a couple mats going. You know, usually Naga's like a bunch of crap going on at one time.
Right.
They only had like two. Yeah, they only had like 2 matches going on at a time, and then like 2 on the other side. So it was a different setup. I'm not the biggest fan of Nagas, but I was like chomping at the bit to compete again. So
yeah, I like Naga. I don't mind it. It's a fun experience if you bring a big group of people, kids and adults.
Yeah, I've just learned that, it's like the higher up. I'm learning the higher up you go in jiu-jitsu as a girl, the harder it is to find people to go against.
Right. Yeah, it's definitely hard. And
because there was a lot of beginner girls, which is great, awesome, but like the higher up you go, kind of the less people there are around here, at least, to compete against.
Can you see Ivory's comment?
Yeah, she said, "Congrats on the tournament." Oh, that's super nice. See, I told you I like those people.
Yeah, that's what that's gonna be the next conversation here. So let's talk about your tournament. This is your first tournament you're putting together.
This is the first one ever. I'm super excited because even though Josh is quite the asshole to me at times.
Josh Ledoux?
Yeah, he's an asshole. Can you even
You could
imagine?
buy his DVD for 99 cents.
Yeah, if your braking mechanics are shit, Josh will teach you how to be better, right? No, but Josh is really like, I thought I really wanted to start a tournament series, and I started paying attention to like Zapatero, and he said he was going to bring it back, and I was like, all right, I need to like listen to this guy because he's obviously figured it out before, and he's been helping me like, it's been great. I think that this tournament is going to turn out really, really good.
Yeah, and so let's break down what your tournament is. It's all women's.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing an under 121 weight class.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then an above 121 weight class?
Yeah, above 121, and we capped it at 145.
Okay.
Because I know it's always a deterrent when women are like, if you just do like an up, because there's obviously going to be like a really large gap between some people. So I just felt like it was more fair to do.
Yeah.
A window. True. People could get hurt too a little easier.
So we're gonna do 80cc rule set.
Mm-hmm.
And
I've gotten a lot of shit for that too.
Why?
I don't know. I guess people say that, because all subs are mostly legal, and then they don't like the rules of like not being able to pull guard and like in the second half, and like, or it costs you points and all that. Yeah.
I mean, you got 5 minutes to do all the guard pulling.
If that's your problem, like get a submission in the first 5 minutes.
Right.
From your guard pull or whatever. But to me, I mean, I don't give a fuck about rule set that much anymore, because I've learned like over the years, it's not if you think the rule set is the problem, it's your jiu-jitsu. Like in jiu-jitsu, every match will end by submission. So if you don't want it to go to points, then don't let it go to points and submit the other person.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly.
And you should be going for the kill, because the prize money is $600 per bracket.
The prize money is $600 per bracket. We got some sponsors to cover the prize money, so that's like super exciting, because the girls, I only charged them $35 to get in. Because of Corona, I felt like it was more fair to try to cut those costs a little bit for people, because we're already paying.
And how many per bracket?
There are 8 girls in each bracket.
8 girls in each bracket. So, yeah, so you had to come up with some sponsors to make up that money. Mm-hmm. It's not cheap.
Yeah, I'm really excited to some of our sponsors are like really great, and I can see this becoming, the goal is to make this a series. So for the next one, I'm hoping to do brown belts, because I've got a lot of messages from female brown belts who wanted on or wanted something to do, and I didn't want to pile up any super fights on this. I wanted it to truly be focused on the 2 brackets for money, because I think that's like, I want to stay true to like that part of it.
Right.
So I think next time I'm going to do a brown belt series.
So let's this is going to take place the 15th of August.
August 15th in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Weigh-ins at 3 p.m.
Weigh-ins at 3, and then we'll start grappling at 6. It's going to be live streamed by Josh.
Is he coming down?
Yeah, he's going to come do the live stream for me. As much shit as he gives me, he actually is like the brother I never wanted, but I got stuck with. But
then he's going to want to go out and drink afterwards. This guy.
I can't hang with them.
No.
No, definitely I cannot hang. I don't think I can hang with them. But yeah, I think he's gonna do a seminar at Elijah Carlton's place on that morning. Because
hopefully it's free.
It's like an hour and 15 minutes from where we're gonna be at. So I think he's gonna do a seminar there and then come to the tournament and help me.
That's good. That's nice.
Yeah,
that'd
it's
be
actually
sweet.
super cool. In the future, maybe if he says yes, maybe I'd like to combine the events like Zapatero and my tournament, so we could have girls and guys like a high level tournament for both go on.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah,
he does really good with the camera setup. Did you watch the Zapatero?
Yes, he got booted off of YouTube.
Why?
I think it was that sponsor, the music that the sponsor had. I can't think of the name of the sponsor.
They cut the whole thing?
Every time the commercial came on, YouTube finally just said they took down the stream because of something. So you had to go back to Facebook and watch it.
Oh, well, that's not that bad, I guess.
No, you can watch both. Yeah, I was watching it on YouTube because I just had it on my TV. But then once that stream stopped, I just went to Facebook. So
there were some really good matches that day.
You got to watch music when you have live streams, because even Facebook took one of his whole shows off the time Sandro went against Craig Jones in Florida.
Yeah.
That whole stream got taken off, and he didn't have any recording backed up for it.
Damn. Because there was music going on?
Yeah, and it wasn't even his music. It was music in the background at the venue that we were using.
Damn, that really sucks. That sucks a lot, actually. Yeah, I'm super pumped. Like, these are the relationships, like, with jiu-jitsu, like, that I'm building, and they're super important. And if I were to have stayed in my comfort zone and not cross-trained and not really ever gotten out of my bubble, I don't think I would ever be in this position to be hosting a tournament, or, because the tournament's actually happening at Shamir's place.
Yeah.
And she trains. She used to be part of Knoxville MMA. She has her own gym now.
Right. She fights MMA too, right?
Yeah, she trains with Shield Systems now, down there in Knoxville. But, if I wouldn't have ever cross-trained and, like, met as many people that I have, none of this would even be possible. I'm super huge on encouraging people to get out of their comfort zone and, meet other people and do things, especially if they want to make a difference in jiu-jitsu and growing it. You kind of have to just jump, Yeah,
and that's the thing, like, with Josh Ledoux, he had, I don't know, one of his first Zapateros, and Jesse Ray was on it. And Jesse Ray, we went to Florida for it, and dude, he was just like, man, come back to the next show. We went and hung out, and the next time we came out, actually stayed at his house, slept on his couch. He was just like, dude, crash at my house. Like, you don't need to go pay for a hotel.
I mean, meeting as many people as I have, I've been in jiu-jitsu for like 5 or 6 years now, and I've met so many people along the way that I've truly made like friends everywhere. And now it's becoming super helpful as I'm trying to be matchmaker. Because the girls that I have competing are actually from so many different states. I have girls from Ohio, from Kentucky, from Tennessee, South Carolina, Florida. There's girls from everywhere.
Right.
So it's been super, a lot of them, some of them I've never even actually met. I just know people that know them, and we connected on the internet or on the Women's Grappling Network or whatever. But I mean, it's going to be a good day regardless, because we're going to make so many new friends and new connections that day.
And it's like Danielle, that's on your card. We were at Queen City Open Mat, and she was rolling with that Lauren. Is her last name Rodriguez? Maybe. Is it Lauren? She's on your card too. She's in Danielle's
Rodriguez.
bracket. Yes. So they're rolling, and then someone told me like, hey, that's a girl that's in her bracket. So Danielle was like, hey, don't roll with her. Like, you guys are in the same bracket. I don't think they knew. They were just like, it's open mat. We're here to train. But it was just funny because so innocent. Danielle was just rolling with everybody.
Honestly, the community of girls is actually pretty cool. Like,
yeah. I mean, we had a ton of girls.
I'm super excited for the little people bracket. That motherfucker is stacked. Okay, like, I don't even know who. Like, I know who I think is gonna win, but I really don't know, because there's a lot of good people in there.
There's a lot of killers in there.
There is, like, Alex is a killer for sure, and then you have Gina Gooden, who's also fucking a killer, and she's super long. She's tall and long and tough as shit.
Yeah, MMA fighter for Invicta.
I mean, Invicta fighter. I mean, it's just, we have a lot of good people in that bracket, and I think it's gonna be something that's really fun to watch, especially with 80 years. I think it's gonna be super interesting to see how it plays out. Like, because I genuinely don't know who's gonna win the money there.
Yeah, and it's like I said, it's something that people have been missing, because you haven't been able to compete, and these people are used to competing, so it's kind of like it's a blessing at the same time. Like, we're going to Fuji this weekend in Cincinnati, and you better stay away. Keep your corona out of here.
I am staying home because I want my tournament to go well.
If I see you there, I'm calling health department.
Are you calling Uncle Andy?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell Andy. I'm gonna text him. No, but matchmaking's not easy either. I've matchmaked for MMA fights for a long time, and then I've done my own shows and matchmake for grappling shows, and having backups is smart. Like pullouts, like you had Sydney pull out, but you had a backup right then and there, like quick.
Yeah, I have several girls on my list for backups still, because there was a large interest in getting on these cards. At first, it was kind of hard, but then once the word got out of the tournament and people started posting and sharing it more, I was just like flooded with people who were like, hey, you still have room on the card? You still have room on the card? And, I didn't, because it's only 2 8-people brackets. So I put a couple people who actually live in Knoxville on the list, because that way if somebody pulls out or like doesn't want to do it or sick or whatever the case may be, I'll have somebody that lives in the area to go in for them. But I think it's going to be really fun doing these in the future. I'm really excited, really super excited to do a brown belt one after this, because there's so many girls that were interested, and the girls that were interested are tough as shit.
Yeah.
So super excited for that.
When I seen you post the picture of Gina Elliott and that other girl, I I was like, oh, this is a super fight. I didn't read it. I just saw pictures and the event. And I was like, oh, that's cool. You know, like this going to be a good super fight. And then I started looking up that girl and I was like, who is this girl? She fights too. And I can't think of her name. But so, and then I started, then I started reading. I was like, oh, they're commentary. They're not, I thought that's not a super fight. I was like, oh, that's dope too, though.
Yeah, they're going to do the commentary, which I think is going to be really cool to hear two high-level females commentate for this.
Right. Gina's really good at it. I remember when she used to do
Gina's
MMA.
good at commentary anyways. I don't know about the other lady, but she's a black belt, so I'm going to assume that she knows what she's talking about too. But I think it would be really cool to have two girls commentate. Adam Fritz is reffing.
Is he?
So, yeah, he's going to be my ref that day.
That's tough.
Adam,
I wouldn't want that job.
Adam doesn't have a teammate competing that day. So that was my number one goal, is to find somebody. A lot of people, like, kind of rang a bell in my mind when I was thinking of getting a ref, but I was like, they had teammates on the card or girlfriends or, like, you know, they had someone that they knew competing. And I think it's most fair to have someone who doesn't really have any relation to the tournament at all.
Yeah. Does he have reffing experience?
Yeah, Adam's reffed a lot before, and he's done ADCC trials. And so I think, like, once you've done trials or you've competed with that rule set, you know the rule set a little bit better. Yeah. I knew that he was a person.
I hate reffing. I try to stay away from that.
I also know that Adam's he's attentive to detail, and it's kind of important when you're reffing too. He knows the sport really well. He's been doing this for a long time, so I trust him for the job. That'll be fair.
Right.
And he's getting paid, so that's probably why he said yes.
That's always a bonus, too.
And he's riding with Gina. So I was like, he has a ride. Like, they can ride together, save everybody some money, and just come down at the same time, and that should be good. But it is tricky. We're trying to make everybody realize that you have to buy tickets. Like, you have to do the online thing to get tickets, not because...
Has any of my people done it?
I think 2. Like, we're giving every competitor 2 tickets, so they can use the 2 tickets on whoever they want or whatever. But anything beyond that, we have to have people, like, accounted for, because obviously we can only have so many in the building because of COVID. And so we're trying to make sure we have a count, is that way the day of we don't have a problem of, like, not being able to let people in.
Yeah.
So
we've got to push to pre-purchase your ticket.
Yeah, and you have to have a mask, and the mask has to be worn while you're in the venue the whole time. Shit like that. Kind of, I think everybody's used to it at this point. Yeah.
So your timing, if you do have Corona, it's cutting it pretty close.
It's cutting it super close. But the way that I see it, I'll have like almost a good 5 or 6 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. I started quarantining on Sunday, so it'll be Sunday to, it'll be like, I'll be about 5 days. It's a little close, but I honestly, maybe the test will come back negative. Maybe I don't have Corona.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Who knows? Maybe I had it before in the past, and I just now lost my smell. I don't know. I literally don't feel sick at all.
Yeah.
I mean, I competed Saturday, and, like, I'm fine. I don't know.
So
I feel bad for people at my gym. I'm not sure what they're gonna do if I do test positive, because I trained last week.
Right. Yeah,
so
I probably got it.
I don't know what the protocol is. Like, if they'll have to, if they will have to, they'll have to close or something. I don't know. I mean,
we'll see.
What would you do if someone in your gym tested positive?
I burn the place down.
Burn it down? Jesus. No, I mean, really though, would you close for a week if you're?
Yeah, I mean, you got to just you probably have to close down, I'd say, for 2 weeks and see how it plays out. See if anyone else gets sick within that week. Yeah, I mean, I just it's going to be hard.
It's super hard because I know that there's a lot of mixed opinions too,
Right.
about how people in the gym feel about it. So I think it'll piss off a lot of people too if we have to close, or if they close.
Yeah, let's look at this comment.
We're all gonna get it anyways. Let's just get it now. Can I come train with you, Abdul?
Yeah. There you go, Danny. There's a gym you could go to while you have Corona.
So I'm just gonna drive home to Louisville and train with them. I think a little Corona never hurt anyone. I'm just building people's immune systems.
Yeah, hopefully.
Right?
I wonder if anyone's got it twice.
I don't think you can get it twice. I think you get it once and that's it.
I feel like it would be you if you could get it twice.
That I would get it twice? Right. And I would still be like, I swear I'm not sick.
It's always after you compete.
I don't know why. Like, man, I thought I was like in the clear too. After Worlds, I was like feeling good. And then it just like all shit hit the fan.
Yeah.
Like all at once. It was weird. But you're probably right. If you can get it twice, it's probably going to be me. When are you all planning on coming down to Knoxville?
Saturday morning.
So drive down in the morning?
Yeah, and then we'll probably stay out there Saturday.
Hang out with me and Josh after the tournament?
Yeah, we'll get because it'll probably end, I'd say, late. We're not going to want to drive home.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of working out some of the logistics of how I'm going to run it. Like, if I'm going to do, like, a match from one bracket, then a match from another, and then go back to the, like, alternate brackets, I guess.
You could do one round of one bracket and then one round of the next bracket. Then, if you have to, you could jump bracket to bracket.
Because it's going to, honestly, I guess because the matches are 10 minutes long, depends on how fast submissions go.
Right.
I don't know what to expect, honestly. Like, and I'm not sure how I'm going to, I think I'm going to put them in that bracket thing, like where it randomizes people. And have it build a bracket for me, so that way people don't think I'm, like, setting stuff up.
Oh, yeah, you could do that. Or put them in a hat.
Because a lot of people are asking about how the bracket's going to go, and I don't have them, like, written out or anything, because I kind of feel like I have not a biased opinion, but I kind of know everybody. And, like, I feel like I would subconsciously put people together to, like, see certain matchups.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like that's not fair at all.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the reasons why I started the UGI, because I could just match who I want to see compete against each other.
Like, fuck it, I want to see this. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's true. Are you gonna do another one of those in the future?
Yeah, man. Everybody's been on me, and it's like, man, I will.
Did you like doing it?
Yeah, I like doing it. It's fun.
I thought your events were pretty fun. I saw Robbie's doing stuff like that now.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, everyone wants to copy me, you know. especially Robbie.
I listened to some of the podcasts that he was on with you.
Oh, yeah. Him getting hazed, pretty good.
Yeah, that was an interesting conversation, to say the least.
Yeah. I don't know.
Robbie's funny. I've been to his gym a few times. I've hung out with them, like his gym people. They're super cool.
We went to a Matt Hamill seminar there.
When?
Probably like 2 years ago.
Oh, I thought you were talking about recently.
No. But I'm just saying, I've been to his gym for that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's really nice. He's a nice gym.
Yeah.
But part of me kind of likes training at Vision because there is no AC, and like it kind of feels more like home. Like
Yeah,
being in a gym with with AC in it, I feel like I'm in a luxurious place.
Right. Yeah, our gym's like a dungeon. It's all black and there's no AC.
Yeah,
I do have big
Vision doesn't have AC. 502 didn't have AC either, so I kind of have always been no AC. It makes for better training.
Yeah. It's what about where the tournament is? Does that place have AC?
Yeah, I think it has AC, but it's not like it's like warehouse style.
Yeah.
So it's not like AC. You're not gonna walk in like you feel super cold. Like there's lots of fans and stuff, and it does have an AC unit, but it's not.
Are you guys gonna have food there?
Yeah.
How about beer?
Beer. Lots of. There's gonna be alcohol, and you can bring your own alcoholic beverages too.
Yeah, Josh Ledoux will be bringing some shitty beer.
Dude, so I was like Josh's bitch for the last Zapatero.
I know. I kept hearing him yell at you.
So when I went down there, he had me go to the Walmart, and he was like, he gave me his debit card and was like, "Can you please get me 150 Busch Light?" And I was like, "What?" And he was like, "Yeah, 150 Busch Light, please." And I was like, "Okay." So I had a grocery cart filled up with just Busch Light, and everyone was looking at me like a fucking idiot.
Well, for one, it's the worst beer ever.
Don't say that around Bobby Emmons.
I know, Bobby loves it.
Bobby loves Busch Light for some reason.
Yeah, we were at EBI one time, and I drank some Busch Light with Bobby Evans. That's all they had in the room.
He drinks it like while he trains.
Yeah, that's how you get that power. Bobby's a cool dude.
Bobby is a cool dude. He was supposed to be, when I went to Zapatero, he was supposed to be going down there too, but he didn't. That's the other weekend. I was on a flight with Joe Bays and his wife. Yeah, me, Elijah, Joe, and Brittany were on the same flight to go to Florida. There was no one on our flight.
They're on the card this weekend, Friday.
Yeah, I saw that. This is Brittany's second card.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
I guess, yeah, it's fight to win. Who's number one?
Yeah, a lot of people dropped off that.
Yeah. Corona.
Because guess what? They have Corona. Did you see Gordon Ryan? He has Corona, and he doesn't have any symptoms either.
And Craig Jones.
Yeah. They've been posting, Gordon's been posting about his symptoms, and he lost his sense of smell.
Same as you, see?
Yeah.
Well, hopefully no girls on the card get sick, but you have backups just in case.
Yeah, we have backups. We added Samantha Volkenhaus when Sydney dropped out. Samantha's a really good competitor. I don't know if you know her.
I knew Sydney was going to drop out.
Do you want to talk about that subject?
Oh, no, I mean, she was a hard person to get along with like everybody. And I always kind of I was like the glue, just keeping peace all the time because I don't know if you know her boyfriend, Jerry. And Jerry's been with us, I don't know, 7-8 years I've known Jerry. And we love Jerry. And she just couldn't get along with anybody. And it finally got to a point where I gave her a couple chances to make peace. And
what was the problem?
Honestly, she just had a bad attitude about a lot of stuff. She with me and her problem was she did a couple things and I called her out on it, and pretty much all she had to do is just admit, like, okay, yeah, I said that, I did that, my bad. But instead, she just try to keep lying about it. And it's nothing major. It's just like talking trash about a teammate and just not being a good teammate. And we're a big family, man. And so like stuff like that, I have a hard time, pushing that away. And so, being the gym owner and the coach, I'm trying to be everyone's friend too and give everyone the benefit of the doubt. But when you start causing negative energy, I can't have that. And so she got upset, and then she didn't want to come back and train anymore, which we were okay with that. And she didn't want Jerry to train with us anymore, and so he left too. And so I think everyone still loves Jerry, but they're kind of upset.
Black belt?
He's a brown belt.
I know he's been training forever.
He's been training a long time, but we love him and miss him. But he had to go do that so he could keep peace. So they're training up at I think Valhalla with Brian Jones. But I knew even if she was still at our gym, I figured she was going to pull out. Like I had to, try to stay on her and keep her motivated.
Yeah,
it's tough.
It's tough sometimes when people in the same gym, or especially, I don't want to say this because I am a huge advocate of like females in the sport and females in jiu-jitsu, but right. It is hard to keep, there's a group of women. It's hard sometimes to have personalities that don't get along or that can't get along. There's a lot of women that I actually have had issues with in the sport, and I didn't start becoming a bigger person until recently, I would say, about kind of like getting along with everyone and whatever. But I can see how it can be hard to be on the same team directly with them. Like everyone knows I've had my beefs with like Madison and like, I'm sure there's a ton of other girls. There's some girls I don't really care for around the community, but I've learned like if I'm going to host events and I'm going to do bigger things for the community as a whole, I have to learn to just be like, to take the bad with the good and like, right. I respect everybody, whether we're really friends or not. That's a different story, but I'm going to treat everybody with respect around. I try to do my best. When I first started, I don't think I was the nicest girl, but
no, you weren't.
The longer I've been in the sport, I think I'm trying to become someone that other girls can look to for, advice or like at least to be a respectful opponent and a respectful person that they can come to about tournaments or like if I'm hosting an event, I want everyone to feel comfortable to message me and everything else. So hopefully I'm changing the way the jiu-jitsu community can view me, but it takes a lot of time to personally grow. And I think I had to gain some confidence in the sport myself before I could,
Right. Yeah, and you've grown a lot just from the years that I've known you in jiu-jitsu, and it seems like you've grown a lot just in life and from your what you used to post on Facebook, like if you had drama with somebody, of course I like watching that stuff. That stuff's fun. But
I used to put it all out there.
Yeah. It was entertaining, but I understand where you're coming from. It's like, I can't be that person, but I think that just comes in life, period. Like, how old are you now?
I am 26 now.
26? Yeah, so.
I just had my 27th birthday. Oh, my God.
Yeah. Just think, 5 years ago, you've grown a lot, but yeah, but it is a different dynamic. Like we have a lot of girls, but if you have 12 girls and everyone gets along great, and there's just one negative person that just can't get along with anybody, you have like 12 different people to get along with, and you can't even get along with one. Most likely you're going to be the problem. Not all 12 of them are the problem. And I think maybe that's what it was meant to be,
Yeah, it's rough stuff, and I think by leaving a team that I didn't feel like I no longer like kind of belonged at anymore, I think sometimes shit like that, just not saying like they were a problem or I was a problem, like I I didn't vibe with them anymore. So like,
yeah,
sometimes parting ways isn't always the worst idea for everybody, just for the sake of like both people.
yeah. It might
You
bring
know,
peace to everybody.
yeah, and better things can come for both parties because of that.
Right.
But sometimes it's just necessary, and it's taken a long time for me to just shut my mouth and let life sort things out sometimes.
Yeah.
It'll do that. Sometimes things will work themselves out the way it's supposed to go just by you just not doing anything.
Right.
Learn to let shit go.
Yeah.
That is what I've
It's
definitely had to do.
and you've done it. I've seen it.
Yeah, and I just want now, like going forward, especially hosting this event, hopefully there's gonna be a lot of girls there that I haven't met or some that I haven't seen in a very long time.
Right.
Not saying that I'm a different person, but like, hosting these things, I'm learning more about everybody else, learning more about other people's training experiences, where they're coming from. When girls message me and they ask about rules, they ask about training experiences or places that I've gone, they want to go or whatever. Like,
Right.
it's nice to be able to have those conversations, even if, we didn't always get along or, there was,
Yeah.
I just want to keep respect there between everybody. Because we all have our personal differences and stories, but being in the same sport, I think it's important to just be on each other's team as a whole.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
it's
think
true.
that's like the bigger picture. It's like,
yeah.
I'm not here just to serve the women of the jiu-jitsu community that like I actually like. I'm here to serve everybody equally. I always have my close friends and my close girls, but I'm just here to help grow the sport for everybody.
Yeah, because people don't understand, like, this show, if you make $100, you're gonna be like, yeah, I made some money.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely planning on losing money. So to be honest with you, this is all coming out of like mine and Shamir's like own personal bank accounts
Right.
at this point. We have sponsors that will cover the prize money, but this is not for profit yet. Like,
Yeah.
this is definitely, hopefully one day my goal is to make the series to where it's like making money for me. But right now this is total trial and error. So I'm hoping that it serves its purpose and this is something that people like. They like to come to it. They like to compete in it. And the girls that compete can tell other people that they had a positive experience, and it could be something that becomes as big as Zapatero or as big as like, the finisher series. And it's something we can do for women to get money in jiu-jitsu for them. Because not a lot of these girls have ever won money doing anything jiu-jitsu related.
Right.
Outside of the girls that have had pro fights, I don't think anybody's been paid for jiu-jitsu matches that are in this bracket. So,
just Alex.
yeah, and
There's probably a few.
Yeah, I think, Alex has been paid, and obviously Gina's been paid to fight. But I think this will be a cool opportunity, for once they get a taste of it. I think it'll be something that if we
it's definitely
it's going to be great.
I definitely think it will take off. There's so many ladies training now. I mean, if you saw, like, I don't even know how many girls were at Open Mat at Queen City, but there was a huge group of girls training. I see more ladies training now. Like, yeah, a lot of them are white belts,
But that's
blue
great.
belts, but
They'll be up there sooner rather than later.
Right. Even doing a white belt tournament, no prize money, just a white belt tournament for the experience, something like that. A cheap little tournament where they could get their feet wet, $30 tournament where they're not paying $89 to $100 for the first tournament. I think something like that would take off too.
The tournament that the Veras do up there at Queen City, that's a cheap tournament, and like they run it awesome up there. I really enjoyed going up there. I thought that was a cool tournament. Hopefully when COVID's over, they do another one because they did a really good job up there.
Yeah. Yeah, Ruben does a really good job. He runs a nice tournament.
Yeah. If that gym was closer to me, I would train there a lot more regularly, but it's not close to where I live.
No, it's about an hour and 40-minute drive for us.
Yeah, it's like 40 minutes past where I live. So
Yeah.
I think you guys are like exactly an hour from me. But
Yeah.
it's kind
Yeah,
of
we're
a
not
drive
that.
to get there.
We're not
I don't
that
know, how
far.
far is it to Knoxville for you guys? Like 3 hours?
Yeah, 2 hours, 40 minutes, I think.
That's not that bad. I obviously chose Knoxville because Shamir has a gym there, so that's where we're hosting the event. But I think it's a pretty central location for most of the competitors that I have, because everyone's coming from the southeast area. So Tennessee's kind of in the middle of everybody. Maybe I'm thinking of doing the next one, thinking of maybe trying to do it down there in Florida, but obviously it wouldn't be till like October. So
Right.
But
yeah, I
I
think
don't
it's a
know. I
great.
want to switch up the location and bring it to a lot of places.
I think it's a great idea, and we're excited. So, the girls jumped on that quick when they seen that come up. Just
Y'all
nice
have
little
good
tournament.
odds right now. What do you have? 2 people in it?
Yeah, Danielle and Alex. So
You're the only gym with 2 people in it. Everybody else just has 1.
yeah, they're excited, and
So you could
hopefully,
win both of them technically.
yeah, and I get my management fee. I think I charge them 40%, maybe.
Take
No,
your
no,
20% cut.
no, they'll probably just buy me a beer.
I think honestly, Alex is one of the people I'm excited to watch for in the tournament.
She's so exciting, and she's so little. Like, I mean, this could be 110 pounds and under, and it would be perfect for her.
Yeah, I was really hoping that Linda would get in on it too, but she's been hurt.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, she said she hurt her ankle or something, so she wasn't able to get in. But I was like, damn, if we had Linda and Gina Gooden and Alex, like, it would be like all the good pro fighters in this area.
That's exciting.
Yeah,
that'd be
even
exciting
just
to
with
watch.
Alex and Gina, I mean, it is exciting because both of them are really exciting to watch, like, just in general. So now to bring them to like the grappling stage, I think it's going to be a good showcase of talent in this area.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And with Josh streaming it, he gets a lot of views because he's put on the Zapatero, and like a lot of people have watched that. So hopefully a lot of people will tune in and kind of see what's going on. He had like 30,000 views for Zapatero, the last one. So hopefully people will watch this because there's not a lot else on these days.
Yeah, there's nothing going on,
So it'll be a live sporting event for people to watch, and we're excited for it.
All right, before we close out, let's go ahead and name your tournament and give everyone where they could watch it at or show up and pay for a ticket.
So the tournament is the Artemis Women's Submission Series. You can find us on Instagram, and the Instagram is just Artemis Submission Series. The link to buy tickets is in the bio of that Instagram, and you can find all the competitors there. I'll start tagging them and stuff, but I didn't have all their links for Insta. But yeah, you can find all the competitors there, and we'll start posting each day about each competitor, so you can learn a little bit about the girls competing.
That sounds awesome. I'll go ahead and share it and put the link on my Insta. Dani Harris, where can they find you at?
You can find me on Instagram at Dani M California. I'm not from California. It's the Red Hot Chili Peppers song. But that's where you can find me.
You can find me everywhere. But I'm going to log off this. You stay on the line. Okay, Dani?
Me stay on?
Stay on. I'm about to log off, though.
Why?
You'll still be on. You'll be on. I got to tell you something. Don't worry. Don't be scared. Later, guys.
Okay.